Chief, huh?
Waldo.
Wow.
I did Waldo 100K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's not an easy race, you know?
What else have I done? Santa Rosa Marathon.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rio del Lago Endurance Run presented by Ultra. We are here at Folsom Lake, Bills Point, for the start line and the finish line and the mile 21 aid station spot. I'm here with the race director, Julie Fingar. How you doing, Julie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. You've been working like crazy.
Yeah, everybody on our team has been working around the clock to make this happen. We're super excited for today and tomorrow.
Yeah, you can't tell, but there's a lot of people behind us in the background. There's tents going up. There's vendors coming in, and it's crazy. And we got Ultra here. How you doing, Nick?
Hello. Very good.
How you been?
Good. Busy. Same old, running around. A lot of fun new things happening in the ultra world, and a lot of cool events and outreach going on as well. So I've been all over Northern California, having fun, sharing the love.
And he's not only, he's also running today, the 50K, here in like less than an hour. So we are going to get, the schedule, we'll have him here all night. Tonight, he'll be this afternoon up at ADL. We'll give you the schedule, but we're going to learn all about their new line of shoes. This is one of the bad boys right there. A lot of cool new products coming out. A lot of great shoes. Last year, there's a lot of good shoes. This year, there's even more cool shoes.
Yeah, it never stops.
So we're going to get into all those details, but the schedule for the live stream will be live from now at 4 o'clock. A race starts in an hour at 5. We're running until around 5:30 a.m. Then we're going to take a little bit of a break until the runners, the 50K, and the 100-miler start at 5 o'clock all together, right?
Correct.
And they run down into Folsom, city of Folsom.
Yep, they're going to do a loop. They're going to do the Johnny Cass Trail, and then they're going to do the Lake Natoma Loop, the Hazel Bluffs, and then come back through here at Beals, mile 21 for both the 50K runners and the 100 miles, as Mike said. And so we'll be live stream at that time, so you can see those front runners, see everybody come through on that mile 21 here back at Beals Point.
And then it'd be around 8:30 or so, and we'll take a little break, and then we're gonna go back live at.
We'll be live from 8:30 until 3,
Right.
but at noon we'll have live coverage from the Overlook ADO. That is mile 44 and 75, and our very own Nick. Not only is he running, he's got jeans on. He's gonna do a little wardrobe change real quick. But Nick will be up at the Overlook with Ken from our team, and they will be broadcasting up there, so you'll get a chance to see the leaders come through the Overlook, mile 44 again, and then some of the fanfare up there and what's going on at the Overlook. It's one of the main hubs on our course. It's a pacer pickup point. It's a huge crew fest up there, so we hope to bring you some of the fun and pizzazz going on up there. So Nick and Ken are going to be up there doing that. And then we will be back at 7 p.m. this evening to kick off the podium winners for the 100-mile back here at Beals. And then we'll go live back to the Overlook at 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. so you can see the final runners. Cross your fingers. We're hoping everybody makes it through. Go through the Auburn Dam Overlook, and then we'll be back to Beals through the duration of the race at 11 o'clock with the golden hour, the last 10 to 11.
Yeah, it is a jam-packed weekend coming up. A lot going on, and we have a lot of fun coverage here. We're gonna a lot to cover. So as far as the race history, you know, it seems like we had some rain last night, but the rain is kind of like tapered off, so the course should be nice and tacky. I mean, if you're an ideal running condition is when it rains for a couple hours, and then the course is a little bit tacky, not scuffy, and then it stops raining.
Yes.
So it should be a perfect condition, right?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, right now, like knock on wood, temperature's amazing. The drizzle stopped. Kind of tacky course. Dust is low. You know, so
and
should be good.
No rain forecasted the rest of the day and overnight.
You never know.
You never know, but
we've had a few interesting years the past 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I think we're due for like a nice, smooth,
we're due
good
for
weather.
A miracle pass this year in 2024. Yes.
I always thought it only rained when I ran it, but Julia said it rains at some point every year.
It does. It does.
So
yeah.
So let's get into the race history here.
Yeah.
So I mean, this race has been around for a long time. So in 2000, is that right? That's when the first one?
Yeah, the race started, Rio de Lago was started by Norman Helmklein in 2000. And this will be our 23rd running of the 100-miler.
Wow.
And the 3rd year for the 50K distance. Norm had the race for 11 years. Then he handed it off to another company in Reno for a couple years. And then NorCal Ultras, we began running Rio de Lago in 2014, and as I mentioned 3 years ago, we added in the 50K distance too, to give runners a little teaser. Maybe they want to do the 100 someday, but also to create some ambiance in the beginning miles with the 100. So the 50K and the 100-mile course are running simultaneously together for their first 26 miles, basically a marathon, before the 50Kers are going to head back to Beals and do their finish, and the 100s will proceed to Auburn. But it's kind of a nice mix of having both 50Kers and 100-mile runners, and again, creating that camaraderie.
Yeah, and that's been really nice. I mean, a lot of the community has just really said how much they love those other distances being available. Because Rio is a great race, and it's such a great vibe, but having a 50K is so nice. Yeah, I mean, not everybody wants to run 100 miles all the time, but it's nice to do other distances, and it's still an ultra, it's still a challenge, and you're done early afternoon, or it starts at 5, so I mean, 5 to 6 hours, and you're, it should just be nice.
All set.
Yeah. Have you run this 50K before?
No.
No.
I mean, this is kind of local training ground zone, so I haven't seen a lot of it. Haven't been out in this area in quite a while, but a lot of the bike path and stuff.
Yeah.
I run with SRA a lot.
Okay.
Well, not a lot, but
Yeah.
that whole bike path is kind of my
It's
daily.
It's nice down there.
Yeah.
So the course is in good shape. We do have some construction going on to our north, some levee upgrades that we're doing up here, but everything should be, looks like the course is open.
Yep.
Free and clear for everybody.
Smooth sailing.
Good. Oh, so yeah, that's amazing. 2000. So, and you run the race, and what are some of the vendors we have here today? Some of the sponsors.
Yeah, we've got Monsters of Massage, we have Jam Bar, we have Craft, of course Ultra, we've got our Rio de Lago official merchandise booth, we've got Donut Shack coming tomorrow. Today is Saturday, to remember my days. But we've just got a whole myriad of vendors coming just to have a lot of fun and engage with our runners and the community and the spectators and family and friends that'll be here mile 21 here at Beals, and then again tonight and tomorrow during the finish.
And we'll have a lot of the sponsors coming through and talking about some of the products that they make and some of the history behind their courses. So as the live stream goes on, we'll have the different vendors coming through and talking to us about some of their stuff. So,
yeah, and we're also going to talk to a lot of the aid station captains on course here, a lot of the team volunteers who make this happen. So you'll get an idea of what's going on, not just here at Beals in our studio here, but on course and what it's like out there. There are 10 aid stations on course today, so a lot of volunteers, over 350 volunteers that make this race happen, and absolutely we could not do it without them. So we are very grateful to have a community behind us in order to execute this race and all of our races.
Yeah, a lot of good volunteers. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's people setting up the arch right now over there. They're doing the sound check on the announcer booth over there. The vendors are coming in, they're setting up. So it's a lot happening right now. And we're talking about the aid stations. One of the things I like about what you guys do is that you guys will deliver all the supplies. Most people are just like, yeah, come and get it. Here's your spot. But you actually guys, you have a crew here that's taking out, they're actually over there filling up water jugs, taking out trailers full of stuff to all these remote spots.
Yeah. We have a whole, we call them the concierge team, and they're amazing. There are 5 of them out on course today. They split up between the lower course and our upper course, and they, yes, like Mike said, they deliver everything, they pick everything up, they are on call for the next 30 plus hours and have been the last 2 days, as well as all of our team. And you know, we're just here to have a fun time and to really help, you know, support our team and our volunteers behind it, and thus support the runners.
Yeah, truly, this is really one of the Lago. If you from this area, you realize that it's the community event that we have here in our area, and it's like I always call it like a real life Facebook. Everywhere you go, it's all these people you've never seen. And I love it because you see people.
So glad you brought that up, because I was going to talk about that. Like, I'm so giddy today just because like it's real. It's awesome. It's so much fun. I get to see all my friends that I haven't seen in way too long because life's been a little busy, and we just get to catch up with everybody and like see how they've been doing, what's going on, what they're training for.
And plus, you get to run it, so you get to be a sponsor. You get to be a vendor, you get to be
hang out with all my buddies,
and you get to run.
Yeah,
and this is pretty nice.
Like, even at the pack and pickup yesterday, like you said, like meeting people that just Facebook friends and stuff I've never met in person. It's like, oh shoot, what's up?
You only see them at races.
Yes.
And that's what I love about this, and people that and we have such a lot of we have a lot of good community members that are organizers of their own types of Facebook groups with the running clubs, and so a lot of those clubs are here today doing other roles. So everybody that's involved in the community is involved with Rio in some way. And Julie, I mean, you know how to reel them in. You get all the people that we all love you. We all just love to volunteer, and we all. So thanks for letting me be in here. I love this. This is so much fun.
Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We're really lucky, really fortunate to have just a great team surrounding us, and again, we work on this race year round too, so once this race ends tomorrow, we'll already be getting going for 2025. So we, you know, it's all of our NorCal Ultra races are just kind of a year round effort, and so again, super fortunate to have the team and the volunteers that we have. In fact, one of our aid station captains up at the Overlook, she flies in from Texas. She lives in San Antonio now. She did live here for a lot of years. And to Nick's point about the community and coming back and seeing all these friends, she wouldn't miss it for the world. And so lucky that she gets on a plane and gets herself here and wants to, you know, be part of the whole Rio experience.
Yeah, because it is a great weekend. I mean, especially when the weather's nice, it's even nicer. But it's a great weekend, and where everyone's here, and it's just so much fun. So I'm excited to be here, and a lot of first-time 100-milers too. It was my first 100, so which is super cool. Because so we have, I mean, we'll get into the notes later, but I believe it was like 107 or something. First time.
109. First 100-milers today, so that's great, and 49 first-time 50Kers too. So
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the perfect place because if you're from here, the trails are like a kind of like decomposed granite, and then up in the Auburn area, you get more into this different types of other more rocky stuff, you know. But they're runnable. There's rocks, and there's a couple of spots that are tricky. We got the meat grinder, but generally they're pretty runnable, spots.
Yeah, and it's so easy to segment this course in your head. I think that's what makes it really nice for first timers, especially where you get the big aid stations along the way, because like you start the race, you kind of warm up and wake up on the first 20-mile loop around the lake, smooth bike path for most of it, and then you get back to the start, and then it's just from Beals up to Auburn, and then you do a pool loop, and then Auburn to Beals, and it's just kind of like really easily like segmented in your head.
Oh yeah, and that reminds me, during these downtimes, once 7 p.m. comes, we'll be on all night. However, today we'll be kind of coming and going, but if you get bored, on the NorCal Ultras YouTube page, we have a Road to Rio series where Julie and I and other folks sat down and talked about, we broke the course down into these lengthy videos about the course. So if you're bored, if you're a family member, you're wondering where your runner is and what they're doing, you can watch those videos in your car, and we talk about the different sections of the course and how they're broken apart and what the technical spots are. We also talk to some local runners that are running the course. So a lot of good content there. If you've not seen those, also if you can look for, you can look up Julie's Badwater experiences here. She's not only a race director, she's a badass ultra runner. Did Badwater this year, so you can watch that video, which was it's interesting. It's a good watch. You can get bored.
Yeah, yeah. The course does have 14,000 feet of elevation, so while it's a very fast and furious course, it is a little tricky in that the hills, so to speak, the undulating part of this course, in what we call the kind of the second half, kind of can sneak up on a lot of people too. But again, this is a great first timer and veteran race. Lots of aid stations, again, 10 aid stations on the course, lots of crew accessibility, and there's a couple pacer pickup points on course. So we allow pacers for safety for the 100-mile runners to join them at mile 40 at the Overlook, over at Cool, and back at the Overlook and Rattlesnake. And so you'll see other members join in with a runner and help them achieve their goal of finishing their first or maybe their 10th 100-miler.
Yeah, this is as far as that goes. Like I faced a first-time runner a couple years ago. Oh man, it's such a experience to bring. And we were chasing cutoffs. So it was such an experience coming back in the morning on Pioneer Express, and the sun was coming up over the lake. I mean, I'm getting the chills because like that. Those are the moments that you're out there on this course, and there's spots that are just like No Hands Bridge over at night, crossing that, and coming back to the sunrise here. So many cool spots that just give you the chills. It's so nice.
So this gentleman that Mike paced, I don't know what the year it was, a couple years ago, in fact he had left his drop bag here at the finish line and contacted us on Sunday to come pick it up, and so he came to our warehouse and wanted his bag, and I asked him about his race, and he had finished, and it was his first one, and he was ecstatic, and he said, I had this amazing pacer, I didn't know him, and I asked, well, who was he? And of course he says, Mike Turner. Of all people, you had the best pacer in the entire world. That guy knows everything about this Rio course and just the runners and just the whole jive about the race. So it was karma, small world.
Kenrick, he was there, and I ended up going to his wedding that next summer. I was invited to his wedding. So
this is what happens at Rio del Lago.
Yeah, I get friendships that are, and now and they have new babies. It's just, it's
oh my gosh.
It's amazing. Oh, yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's just really cool. So you never know. You probably can still, find a pacer maybe.
If he didn't buckle, maybe he would never gotten married.
I mean,
You
really.
know, like, look, you totally altered.
We're gonna have to get an interview with him and get the get the recap and the forward part of the
because
story.
finishing a race, it gives you that boost of like, I can do hard stuff. I can do stuff that's hard, and in your life, it bleeds into your life, and giving yourself that confidence that if you can handle this, you can handle lawyers and a boss and your coworkers. You can handle anything.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. We also want to thank all of our permitting agencies, the California State Parks, both the Folsom sector and the Auburn sector, the city of Folsom, Visit Folsom, the tourism for Folsom, which is our host city for Rio del Lago, the Overlook, Auburn Recreation District. Our friend Manoush, she's an ultra runner, and he'll be out at No Hands volunteering for, probably the 10th year at No Hands Bridge, and also Auburn Lake Trails, which is a private property association, which we're very fortunate and grateful to have permission to get an aid station into there. So
the Auburn Lake Trails it's way out there. If you run Rio, I think it's like 10.5 miles from No Hands. It's the longest 10.5 miles. It feels like 30. It's a long way, and then it'll get dark as you go in there. It's a great loop, but it will get dark for most people.
Yeah.
And you get to AOT, and you're just like, I've never been happier to see humans again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so nice to get there.
Yeah.
It's a good aid station, real big. They always got a lot of volunteers there. When I was there was a lot of people hanging out there working, so it's a great place.
Yeah. And speaking of the dark hours, we have a time change, 2 a.m., which is what happens. We run sleigh tonight, tomorrow, but since Rio is starting today on Saturday, and we will be heading into that time change, we will not be changing our clocks, so we will be on what's called Rio time. So tomorrow, we will be an hour ahead of whatever your iPhone, your Garmin, if you haven't to reset it. We have a, good old handy old school Timex like I do, and it won't change unless you change it. You should check that. But again, we will be an hour ahead. So at 10 a.m. on your iPhone, you will have missed the golden hour.
Yeah.
So it will be 11 a.m., which is our official cutoff, 30 hours here at Beals Point. So you'll want to tune in at 9 a.m. for that final hour. So we'll give those updates to you later this evening to remind you about that time change that
So
we're not.
yeah, if you're a runner, I just go to my settings and I turn off the auto sync.
Yeah.
That way it stays on the normal time. So turn off the auto sync on your watch, because when you come in, when I ran it, I came in and my patient thought I was sub 24, but I knew I wasn't. But she was thinking I was, and so we were running, and I was like, I'll run anyway. But I knew I missed it, but. But you don't want to.
She was living the dream.
She was living the dream. But
This is it. We're gonna get it.
and she thought we were 20 minutes under, but I went with it. But I knew, Anyway, so don't get caught in that, But it's still, a finish is a finish. It was good. So
That's good.
yeah. So set your watch. Turn off the auto sync
Yes.
on your phone or watch.
Yes. All right.
Good.
I think we're going to talk to the mayor here, Mayor Kozlowski of
Yeah.
Wilson. I'm going to go look for him.
Okay.
So,
We'll be talking.
yeah, you going to hang here with Mike
I'll
for a few more minutes?
I'll hang here for a bit, and then
Okay.
when the mayor
And
comes, I can.
We'll meet you over at the start line.
Yep.
All right.
Good,
Well,
man. Well, not yet, but good luck
Yeah.
with it, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just having some fun.
jack of all trades,
I know.
alternate, just
No.
doing it all
We
for us.
brought some great swag with us today too, so can't wait to talk about all these shoes.
Oh yeah.
I'm currently wearing a pair of the,
The wild.
yeah, these, and I've loved these here. I think it was my second pair of these,
Nice.
and I've loved them. I wore them all summer and did a couple of races in them. I even wore a different brand on my last race, but I had to switch over to these because I needed some comfort.
Oh,
So
there you
these
go.
were like I did the last 40 miles, and this thing was great. So
Yeah.
anyway.
That shoe is really finding its place, especially in those situations. When it was coming out, I didn't see it being that shoe. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like a light little forward drop, flexy, a little bit of squishy cushy to it. Like it's a trail hybrid, so it's got a little softer to feel good on the roads.
Yeah.
But like that was a shoe Tara Dower finished up her record Appalachian Trail run
Oh
in.
yeah.
That's a shoe. Jeff Browning's been loving that. He switched over, I think about halfway through Cocodona, and he's just, I love this shoe.
Oh yeah, it's what if you somehow you make a bad choice and don't start in the shoe, you will probably switch over and end in the shoe.
Yeah.
It's one of those shoes.
And I never saw that. Normally I can get a
Yeah.
good read on a shoe,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, this like everybody's loving it for a finisher shoe.
Yeah, that's what that's what I did, and I've loved them, and they're a great shoe.
Awesome.
So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I've got the Via, right?
Forward
The
Via.
This is, I think, the perfect kind of Rio del Lago running shoe
Yes.
for the entire course. Then you wouldn't need to switch your shoes out, alter shoes out after the first kind of pavement loop here. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, a nice
This-
like hybrid, if you will. Like
So that's the same as this one.
Not
again?
not officially. Yeah, this is the same
Yeah.
shoe. But there's a decent amount of rubber and some good
Yeah.
tread on that. Enough for these trails out
Oh,
here,
for sure.
especially if
For
it's not
sure.
too muddy.
Yeah.
But this thing is a brand new, super lightweight max cushion shoe. It's a 4 mm heel drop, 37 millimeters under the heel, 33 under the forefoot. Brand new foam called Ego Flow, which is a nitro super critically blown thermoplastic polyurethane blend. So it's really, really lightweight. It's max cush, but once again, not overly squishy. I think like the Wild is more
Yeah.
that little squishier feel. This is just, especially being up higher, it's very inherently stable. And it just feels really natural on foot. I'll probably talk about it a lot more throughout the day, but
Yeah,
like, this is
yeah.
a shoe philosophically. I didn't want to really like, just because I think the whole industry is going a little too high cush, stiff rocked shoes. They're all becoming the same exact thing, which isn't really appropriate for most of your normal running. You know, I'm of the mindset that like you kind of want your feet to be mobile and stay strong, and like when you're training, you want those muscles to be working, you know? And I definitely feel this is a mechanically assisted product, but I took it out for a spin and was really, really impressed, you know? Proprioceptively and like biomechanically, my form, like I didn't have to fight the shoe or rein it in. It just felt really natural. Like I normally run in the Escalante 4, and I felt like I was just running in my Escalante, but it was just a little smoother, a little easier, a little more efficient, and yeah, I like it.
I'm excited because this actual shoe is actually mine.
Yeah,
so this is the one. But I had the predecessor, the Forward Experience, not.
That was like the baby sister.
Yeah.
It was like the baby sister, and I got about 500 miles on that pair, and it's been my go-to road shoe. I love it. It's comfortable. It was a good shoe, and I'm hoping this is going to be like the next level. You know.
Just wait. It's awesome. I know a lot of people racing halves in that shoe, racing fulls in that shoe, people using it as a recovery shoe after doing like hundreds or Ironman triathlons.
And doing event setup for 12 hours yesterday. So
Yes.
I heard it tell you
Working
that my
packet
feet
pickup.
were very, very happy all day long, all night. So
Yeah, that 37 is like
people with plantar fascia issues loving this shoe. It's hitting a really wide range of solutions for a lot of people, and it's exciting. It makes it interesting for me as a tech rep because I don't have to be like, oh, this is just a max cushion shoe. Like, I get to really dive in and explain like the proper way to utilize this for like a lot of different people and intended customers, and like I think the staff kind of love that too because they can have some fun and like find good solutions for a lot of people. And it's only $160. Like this thing is insane. Like I'm very excited.
I bought a non-Ultra Band shoe early this year, and I ended up getting.
I'm sorry.
I know. When I was lost in my life and I was confused, and so but I got plantar like right off the bat. So just the way that the shoe was built, my foot instantly just responded, and I couldn't wear it.
Well, I mean, as always, there's a lot of variables involved with that.
Yeah.
But particularly like that foot-shaped toe box, just really, it allows your big toe to stay in line with that longitudinal arch where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it can properly control and support the foot. And when that big toe is in that proper, like, aligned position, like your circulation back here through your lateral plantar artery is way better. Like there's some really cool research where they just took a bunch of people's toes and passively adducted them inward by 5 degrees, and on average that cut off circulation through that artery by 22.4%. And that's the blood. That's the one that puts blood flow down here.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of fun foot nerd stuff going on down there. But yeah, most importantly, we want your feet to function the way they're supposed to function.
That's great.
Thank you so much, Nick, for being here, being a part of this, and
of course.
being our presenting sponsor and footwear sponsor. I'm gonna bug out of here, get the race started with James, and I know we have the mayor here ready to.
That's always fun.
Ready to kick things off with you, Mike. So I'm gonna go grab the mayor, and I'm gonna see you in a little bit.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Nick, we'll see you at the start line.
Yes.
We'll see if Nick wears his jeans. To be
maybe
TBD.
TBD.
That means you have to run in a pair of jeans, and that's like old school, you know?
Right? I mean, I can go old school sometimes.
Yeah, so good. No, I'm excited. So we're getting started here. You can hear in the background. We got started to announce some last minute announcements going on here. I hear that. I can't see much because of the lights, but I can hear a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, something's happening out there.
Something's happening here. So we have the mayor from the city of Folsom here coming in. Kind of find a safe place for them to come in here and get into the.
Oh, they got them already?
Perfect. A lot of cables and wires here. You know?
I will grab my stuff and get out of here.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you much.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm excited. We'll have some fun.
Oh yeah.
Get some content out there.
Oh yeah, on the trail content. It's gonna be great. Hello, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good to see you. I'm Mike Turner. Good to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Come on in, sit down here.
All
right. Make sure
Okay,
the mayor
is that
gets a
on the
buff
side?
here.
Yeah, this is Nick is our ultra rep. He's actually running the 50K today.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
here's a nice
Ooh, that's
ultra
great.
buff you can wear.
Oh, fantastic.
Good.
Very exciting.
Mayor Wazowski, how you been?
I'm really well.
We appreciate you waking up.
I was going to get up to watch soccer anyway this morning, so
Yeah.
get
So-
to do double duty today.
That's the hardest part. Is just actually, as far as running a race, getting here.
Getting here on
and
time.
time is
Yeah.
a challenge. So, yeah. So we appreciate you coming here, coming
That's
out.
my
We appreciate
pleasure.
what you guys have done for our runners. We have a lot of runners that have been in town for a few days, coming to your restaurants and your hotels. And the city of Folsom is such a beautiful, fun, historic place. You know.
Totally agree.
And
Totally.
there's a downtown, there's the old town with so many restaurants and shops.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you, what you guys have done.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it fits perfectly, but the explosion of ultra running
Yeah.
is really been a great thing, and for Folsom especially, because we love hosting these events. We happen to have the recreation area right here in the city, so being able to have the start finish line at one of our lake entrances is magnificent. Yeah.
Oh, and you have the bike trail that runs right through town, which is always beautiful. You guys have the Lake Potomac Loop.
That's right.
Is in your town,
Yeah.
which is a great loop. If you've not been out there, it's like 11 miles around the loop.
Run it many times. Yeah, no, it's great, and it's a trail system that spreads. It's that loop, but you can also go all the way down to Discovery Park really easily, and you can go uphill if you want all the way to Auburn. So it's miraculous what's available.
And they got the bluffs on the opposite side of Lake Potomac, which is nice because you can get some elevation and some trail up there as well.
Yeah, it's a great training place.
Yeah, but you guys have other races in town, I'm sure, right?
Well, the big one is the California International Marathon, which starts probably less than a quarter mile from where we're sitting right now, right out on Folsom Auburn Road, and everybody's in Folsom for that one for the weekend, but the race itself of the first couple of miles are in Folsom, and then it winds its way down to the state capitol.
Yeah, and that's I mean, there's so many. If you're not into being outdoor activities and you live in Folsom, it's not only long before you start. And there's like 5Ks and 10Ks and half marathons and like now we have the 50K here, which is the third year, which is really great to add in shorter distances for people that aren't ready for 100 miler, but there's a lot of options, a lot of ways to get involved and get active.
Yeah, people often move to Folsom for the normal reasons that you choose a place to live, a job, great schools, nice place to live, safe. But everybody ends up becoming, if they're not already a runner or a cyclist or a hiker or making use of all the fantastic outdoor amenities that we have.
It's such a great place. So how long have you been the mayor?
I have been the mayor on 2 occasions, and it's a 1-year term.
Okay.
But I've been on the city council continuously for the last 6 years.
So you've seen a lot of changes, I'm sure.
It's been tremendous. Mostly in the area that's south of Highway 50, we've had an explosion of residential growth down there. That's been the big change.
Yeah.
The amount of these types of events though keeps growing and growing and growing. So it's really nice to have that. A little bit of extra tourism, a little bit of extra promotion for ultra running, and not for nothing, but my one son has turned into a absolute addict for this.
Oh, nice.
So his idea of a training run, like some of the people that are running today, is cruise for 25 miles in a day for fun.
Not just just a 25-mile an easy day, right?
Right, exactly.
If it's under 30, it's an easy day. Yeah, and how old's your son?
He's 29.
Okay, good.
And he's been a pacer for people a couple of times at Western States, and he's run 50Ks and 50 miles and 100-mile races. He's got another one planned for I think Idaho this coming year. So
I'm tough.
could be.
Best one up there is pretty tough.
July maybe.
There's IMTUF, I'm tough. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to
I
sell.
think that's the one he's signed.
Yeah.
That's his what he's focused on
Yeah,
right now.
I mean,
Is preparing for that.
Are you gonna ever pace it?
I might. I think my days of running more than 20 miles in a day might be behind me, but I've run my share of marathon distance road
They're
races.
shorter. You can pace 15 miles on some of these courses. You can jump in.
I might.
Yeah, it's always fun.
There's a chance. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's great. So, and the city of Folsom, what I like about it is that you have all the new shopping, one in like all the brand new shops, big shops, name brand stuff, and really good yogurts and good shops and all kinds of fun things. Then you have the historic part of town, which has great street fairs. What are some of the summer events you guys have in the old town there?
So we sort of have three downtowns. There's the historic one, which is on Sutter Street. Sutter Street is kind of, I always tell people it's Folsom's living room. Because we all go down there to do events, and there's a farmers market every Saturday of the year. There's right now they're setting up our ice skating rink that wraps around the turntable.
I did that one time. It was super cool.
It's fantastic. It's really fun. We do Christmas tree lighting down there and Santa Claus and all that kind of stuff.
That's one of your downtowns?
That's the one downtown, and there's live music on a lot of days. And then we have a second downtown, which was our central business district, which has a bunch of businesses and things. Less events in that area, but we're working right now on a plan to do some extra revitalization to the streets and kind of spiff up the sidewalks and the streetscape and things like that. And then the third downtown is the Palladio, which is our shopping district. That's the newer shopping district, and that's where you get Nordstrom Rack and a lot of the other bigger retailers, and our main or one of our two movie theaters are there. So that's a great place for all national brand and local brand restaurants. So there's a lot of dining opportunities.
And that's where I learned that I'm not good at pottery. There was a place you can make a little pottery there, and I thought I would be better at it. Turns out it's not my thing.
It's a skill you have to practice.
It was. But they got a lot of fun things, especially for younger kids. I've seen, birthday parties at those kind of places. The kids go there as teenagers, and so it's pretty cool. Lots of fun things to do.
Yeah, there's the craft places. I think Dave and Buster's is down there. All kinds of good things. And then they do a summer music concert series, and there's lots of events that happen there as well. In fact, the Choose Folsom has got I want to say it's coming up in the next 2 weeks, the Foothill Wine Festival, which will be at Palladio. So if you want to test out the fantastic wine that's made all in the Foothill area to the east of us, that's the place to be.
And if you've not
all the wineries will come to you.
And beauty is that if you've not been around wine in a while, it seems like there's so many great new wineries.
Oh yeah,
it's so crazy.
It's wonderful living in California if you like wine at all, because you have access to Napa and Sonoma. But I would say that you never have to actually go there, because there are great wineries everywhere in California, and there's fantastic wineries all through the Camino, Apple Hill, Amador County area. That's within 30 or 40 minutes of where we're sitting.
Amador County, lots of wineries down there.
Great wineries, yeah.
So a lot to do in town. A lot of events, so this is, and we're glad you guys have been involved with this race for quite a while.
Yeah. What year is this?
This is the 23rd running of this race.
Wow, okay, yeah. So I've been at 5 of these, I think, as part of, just kind of seeing it kick off or seeing friends that are running it. So I have a couple of acquaintances that are running today.
Yeah, I mean, there's always so many people. It's so nice. We were talking earlier about this event. For us, it's like our Facebook event, because everybody that you're friends with and in running, everyone's here. Every club, every group. So it's like when you run this race or you volunteer, it's like a really great community event. It's so fun to be here.
So I coach track and field at the local high school, and every spring we have the Sacramento Meet of Champions. And that one's a bit like the high school reunion of high school track meets, where you see a lot of people come back because it's a big deal and come as spectators that had run it in years past, and you get to see all the coaches from the region. So it's a good time.
Yeah, speaking of high school age, Julie Fingar is really good at roping high school kids in to volunteer at races. So a lot of the different schools she brings in a lot of her races of the year. She has the Way to Cool and American River 50 and 45, and so she gets a lot of high school volunteers to come out, which is great because they're supporting, like their dads, which are running, it's a cool. I think young people can see, you're in the age you can push and set goals at 40, 50, whatever age you want. You know?
Exactly right.
And
Yeah.
we have some folks that are in their 60s and 70s here today that are running, which is really
It's
amazing.
impressive.
Yeah,
That
if I
much
can be
more
running
impressive.
at that age, that'd be pretty super.
It's pretty amazing to be able to grind out those
Yeah.
miles
Yeah.
at that age.
And we got, so before the race, we got 20 minutes before the race. We got some
Excellent.
time.
Good.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming by.
That's my pleasure. Yeah.
I mean,
this is great fun.
nice to see you. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the weather's holding out. Hopefully, it's not raining. It's not raining, so
It's almost perfect.
yeah. I mean, we had some rain last night, so it does rain during Rio a lot.
Yeah.
So, looks
Well, I
like
tell people all the time that if you move to the Sacramento area, that you get no rain between April 30th and Halloween. And it started raining on
Oh, yeah,
Halloween this
that's
year,
funny.
right on like clockwork.
you're like, yeah, that's funny because it won't rain a drop
Yeah.
all summer.
That's right.
And then all of a
That's
sudden it started raining. Like, wait a minute, there's clouds up there. I was like, there's sunsets again.
That's right.
You know, it's like, oh, I forgot what those were like. We don't get any clouds.
Yeah.
And so we had some good sunsets last week in this area, like around the lake. Like I have a group of guys that run. We meet over here at Bill's Point here. I actually run to the north and back before dawn
Sure.
on like Tuesday and Thursday at 5. And to see the sun come up, it's just, man, when you're here on the lake, you know, 5, 6 in the morning, this trail here that runs from Bill's Point
Oh,
up to the north,
It's
oh
magnificent.
man, if you've not done it, you don't. It's not super technical, so you can do it
Right.
on a mountain bike, or you can do it running it. You can walk it, but it's just one of the coolest spots.
Yeah, the whole like sort of not quite a loop that you can do around the perimeter of the south and
yeah.
the west part of the lake is
Yeah.
amazing. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's excellent for any skill level. It's really good.
Yeah,
And I live right by the lake,
Oh,
so
do ya?
I come in and out of the park all the time.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah, that's a great loop. Well, just we run up and this, once the sun come up, and it's just, man, it's so nice, you know.
We're extraordinarily lucky to be here in this spot.
Yeah, and we have a lot of improvements going on with the various dikes. You've had a lot of construction with the Folsom Dam raise,
Yep.
the new spillway that's been under construction, which is complete now. But now they're working on the various dikes around.
That's right.
around the lake.
They're adding height to the dikes. Part of it by adding a wall so that they can actually store a larger volume of water in the reservoir.
Yeah. So a lot of
pretty great.
improvements,
Yeah.
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
great, you know. So
Yes, indeed.
well, I'm excited. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And you got a buff when you face your son this summer.
I'm ready to go.
You can
yeah.
be ready to go.
I told him I would help, so I got to start doing some training of my own.
That's great.
That's
Nice
great.
to see you, man.
Yeah, good
Appreciate
to
it.
see you. Yeah, great.
Okay, have a
good
good
talking
one.
to you, Mike.
You too.
All right.
We got 20. We got about. Watch your step through there. It's kind of a dangerous little path through there. So I want to mention that behind the scene here, behind the camera, is our number. You can't see him, but Dylan. He's organized all the live stream here, all the coverage and all the wires and cables. So Dylan, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. So get backing into. We got 20 minutes before the race. And we talked about some of the recap here, some of the aid stations we talked about. Let me get back to our page here. So we'll be bringing people in as the race goes on. So I won't have to talk to myself too often. I can talk to Dylan here. But right now we got people coming in. I can see behind me that the race, there's an arch over there. We're probably about 100 feet onto the course. So the race will come this way towards me and it'll run right off to my side here. I see people over here milling around. They're kind of starting to gather at the big arch over there, which is nice. It's kind of an interesting time if you run 100 milers or not. If this is your first time, you're kind of like, it can be antsy. You can be kind of, your stomach ache, or you can kind of be nervous. But once they hit the buzzer and you get to go, then it's just a beautiful running event. So it should be very nice over there. We talked about some of the course and about the NorCal Ultras YouTube page. If you get bored, you can go check that out. We've talked to some local runners that are running the race, and we described the course here. But to get it back into a little recap of the course here, this is the start and the finish, and also mile 21 and a half. So the runners run out, and they go down into the city of Folsom. We just talked to the mayor. and they're going to run around the Lake Natoma Loop and also the Johnny Cash Loop. If you've not come to Folsom, Johnny Cash Loop is fairly new. It's a paved loop over here. I think it's like 6 or 7 mile loop, but it has a lot of Johnny Cash memorabilia because it actually runs by the Folsom prison. So there's lots of various Johnny Cash. There's like just metal guitars and things like that, which is pretty exciting. Pretty cool to see that. It's mostly paved, and then the Lake Natoma Loop, which is a beautiful loop around Lake Natoma, and the one side is all paved through Folsom, and then it goes up and over the Folsom Bluffs, which are like a big riverbank deposits that are set high up on the ridge, which is really nice. And if you run along that, sometimes in the year, there's actually some bald eagle nesting up there, which is pretty cool to see if you've not seen that. So you get back here, mile 21, and then which is your first chance to get through one of your bags. If you have a drop bag, you can come change your shoes. A lot of people will wear like road shoes as they do the first loop because it's pretty paved. You could wear a road shoe like this on the whole course, or like some sort of light trail runner probably would work as well. So you leave here and you got several aid stations that are along Folsom, you know. You got Granite Beach and Horseshoe Bar and Rattlesnake. Those are all the ones that are on what we call the Pioneer Express Trail, which is the one that goes from here up to the Auburn Dam Overlook or the American River Overlook. That was a lot of cool aid stations in there. It's a beautiful single track that runs along the edge of the North Fork of the American River, which is just a great course. It runs up high up on the ridge and then runs back down. So beautiful, you know. It should be, the sun will be up by that point. So it's a beautiful course. That's pretty nice. There's some tricky sections in there. There's some we call the meat grinder, which is a really rocky section about 2.5 miles long. It's pretty tough to kind of run through that. But this early in the race, you might find some conga line going on. You know, it'll start to spread out once you get up that far. Then you get up to the overlook, which a lot of people call it ADO, Auburn Dam Overlook, but the current name is the American River Overlook, because they used to. It's this nice parking lot on the edge. You can see the excavation for the old Auburn Dam that was started in the 60s. Never built, but they have the cuts into the rock faces. So if you're from here, you're a trail runner, there's lots of runs you can do down into the scarp and around, which is pretty cool. So, and the overlook is a great aid station. Mile 44.5 or 45, which is a great place to see a lot of people. It's a really lively, active place. It's a big parking lot, so once you get there, you're feeling pretty good. It'll be during the day for most runners. You know, like the lead runners will be around noon, but you know, mid-pack it'll be like in early afternoon. If you're like probably from like 3 to 6:30 is where most of the people will be coming up there. So, you know, if you're coming up there late, good chance to maybe change your shirt, change some socks, get some food, because from there you're kind of heading out into the more remote part of the course. So, yeah, this is where it gets fun. You leave there, you drop down into the canyon, going to No Hands Bridge, which is an iconic bridge in Auburn, California. If you've not seen it, it's just a great bridge, really nice, and a lot of trails in there. You head up there, and then you head, from that point, the trick is, the longest section of trail is from that point over to Auburn Lake Trails, aid station, which you go out on the ALT loop, we call it. It's also part of the Window Rotary Loop. It's a single track, really remote. If you run here in Auburn a lot, you probably, oftentimes you see bears out there, all kinds of wildlife in that area, so it's a really great place because you're pretty remote out there. A lot of trails out there. The Auburn Lake Trails loop out there. Once you get to the ALT loop, if you're running that loop, for most of us, it'll get dark as you're going out there. So when you're leaving No Hands Bridge, or actually leaving your Auburn Dam Overlook, is where you'd want to make sure you have all your night gear. Because for most people, it'll be dark before you get back to any civilization. So grab your headlamp. You know, it should be cool tonight. I think it's probably like 52 degrees right now, so probably expected to be maybe mid 40s. So gloves, a jacket. You know, we don't have any rain forecasted, but it's a good idea to have at least be thinking about that. Double check the weather, you know, before you leave, or have crew have something like that. So you leave there. You got your going out ALT. You got your night gear. You got your headlamp all the way around. Once you get to the ALTA station, you will be so happy, so thankful, because you've been out in the dark for hours. So you'll be happy to get over to the ALT. Now from there, you kind of like, you're in the farthest part of the course away. From there, it feels good because you're making your way back. You turn around and start coming back towards Auburn, which that feels really great. So I love that. So you leave, then you get over to the cool fire station, which is, you know, mile 69, which I think that is your first. Well, you can pick up a pacer at Overlook, I guess, when you come through mile 45, which is pretty nice. So that's a good spot. But if you didn't get a pacer at Overlook, you get one at Cool Fire Station. So, which is another big area. A lot of family comes over there. It's usually the middle of the night for most people. So when I was there, I mean, there's a cutoff at like 1:41. What's the cutoff here? It's 1:45 a.m. So, you know, when I paced my runner a couple years ago, we left there like at 1:30, which is pretty late. But, you know, it's also, if you're near the cutoff at that point, keep at it, because the course starts to come back and then the trail gets more runnable. So when we left there at 1:30, we ended up finishing the course with like an hour and a half to spare. So don't get discouraged if you're running close to cutoff, because you will start to pick up time as you come back, because the trail conditions are better. We have 8 minutes till the start of the race, which is pretty exciting. Over the noon announcements. So continue on with the course. If you're kind of waiting for the start here, and your runners are out there and you're watching this, you be at the fire station. You come back towards Auburn, back to No Hands Bridge. You cross No Hands Bridge at mile 72.5. Coming back to Auburn, going back up the canyon wall. There's like a 4-mile climb up the canyon, back to the Auburn Dam Overlook, where you'll see people again. It'll again be middle of the night for most of us. There's a 4:05 a.m. cutoff there. It means you have to be leaving there at 4:05. But once you're leaving there, you have 25 miles, you know, less than that, back to the finish line. So, and then it's pretty much just rolling down hills all the way to the finish, which is beautiful. And when you come in this way, you know, you'll have a sunrise if you're one of the mid back-to-back folks, which is the sun comes up opposite side of the lake, which is really nice. So it's just a beautiful spot to come through. You hit our aid stations, Rattle Lake again, and Horseshoe Bar and Granite Beach, all those aid stations coming through. Getting your breakfast meals coming through, which is great. And then making it here to the finish line. And again, as Julie mentioned earlier, you know, check your watches, your iPhones, and especially your running watch. Make sure you turn off the auto sync, because we will be running an hour ahead, because we don't acknowledge the time change. So if you get here, you know, maybe an hour late, if you don't arrive here, you know, check your watches. So we'll be finishing, I guess it'll be 10 o'clock in real life, but our watch will say 11 o'clock. So if you get her, you know, you may get her late. If you get her at 11 on your watch, your race will have been over, because you'll miss the time change. So anyway, so check that. So, yeah, so much going on here today. So we also have today, we have the 50K, which is a great course, the third year of the 50K. And that one, it starts at 5 o'clock with the 100-mile runners. So they run alongside. So if you've not run this 50K, you know, it runs all together, which is really nice. We got 6 minutes to the start of the race. 6 minutes till the kickoff, and everyone will be running out of there. Some of the announcers over there. Dylan, do you have a coverage of the start line? We'll see. He may want to switch over to the start line and see what he wants to do here.
Somebody, yeah.
Dylan, are we doing the main coverage there? So, yeah, if you're watching that, yeah, we'll just watch that, huh?
All right, thank you, Mayor, and thank you to Folsom. All right, we're under 3 minutes now. Just a few more things I would like to say as we approach that final countdown here. We do have a birthday today. Eric Moreland. Eric, are you out there? Eric's turning 30 today. And we have a couple of birthdays tomorrow as well. Lisa Balestrini. Lisa, I know I ran into her on the trails a couple months ago. She was telling me she's running this. She's going to be turning 60 tomorrow. She crosses the finish line, I guess, in the race. So, we've also got Stephen Peterson turning 60 tomorrow as well. A couple of birthdays. We're happy they chose to spend their birthdays with us here. All right, we're 2 minutes away now. Don't be shy. You can get close to that starting line. It is real now. We're getting down there. I mentioned earlier our course records, but I'll say it again. It's a great day for fast running. The record for the 100 mile is 15 hours and 31 minutes. John Olson set that in 2007. Lindsay Dwyer set the women's record in 2022, 16:51. Those are our 100-mile records, our 50K records. Set 2023, both the men's and the women's, 3:45 for men and 4:26 for women. So those are your records if you want to go for them. You're not going for the records, but you're going for a PR. It's also a great day for that as well. So, okay, you make sure that your bib is displayed in front of you and not in your hydration pack. We want to make sure they get registered. So we're concerned that they will not get caught. We want to make sure you get credit for this run. It's a lot of effort. We are less than a minute. We're going to do a countdown from 10, and you can help me do that. All right, we're 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! I can still stick it in my pocket, go. If you're running, when you get running. We're going to get our skates and the swing runners going shortly. We want to make sure all of